debris seen streaking across South Florida skies, leading to ground stops here at Miami International and other major airports. Overnight, a setback for SpaceX's mission to send astronauts to the moon. But just minutes into the mission, the unmanned rocket ship beginning to spin out of control.
There's all these pieces of it.
The breakup of the ship illuminating the sky from Florida to the Caribbean. This stunning footage showing the moment the rocket exploded in a massive cloud. Brett Boswick and his family were on their boat near the Bahamas watching the launch.
We saw a very sudden big explosion, a fireball.
The FAA ordering ground stops at 4 major Florida airports because of the debris and requiring SpaceX to perform a mishap investigation.
Unfortunately, this happened last time too, so we've got some practice at this now.
SpaceX saying in a statement, our team immediately began coordination with safety officials to implement pre-planned contingency responses.
That is amazing.
The mishap, less than 2 months after their 7th Starship flight, also ended in an explosion.
SpaceX is currently the world leader in launching. Having 2 failures back to back is not necessarily something that...
No astronauts were on board. There were no injuries, no major damage either, as the majority of the debris fell into the ocean. George?
Okay, Victor, thanks. Bring up the latest now on President Trump. He backtracked on his new tariffs after a stock market must team as he slashes the federal workforce. Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. Well, after a roller coaster week here in Washington and on Wall Street, the president is now reversing course, pausing many of the tariffs he put in place just days ago. This morning, President Trump with a dizzying reversal, allowing Mexico and Canada to avoid 25% tariffs on many goods just days after imposing them. But the retreat not enough to calm anxious investors. Amid the whiplash, the Dow dropping Thursday more than 400 points. The president insists Wall Street wasn't a factor in his decision.
No, nothing to do with the market. I'm not even looking at the market.
Instead, Trump says he agreed to change course as an accommodation and out of respect for Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum.
We helped them out with the problem they were having to do with the tariffs, short-term tariffs.
But the suspension, just a short-term escape until April 2nd. According to the White House, about half of imports from Mexico and only 38% of goods from Canada qualify for the pause, including auto parts and most produce. Economists continue to warn that Trump's sweeping tariffs will be paid for by American businesses, who will pass along the cost to consumers in the form of higher prices.
There'll always be a little short-term interruption. I don't think it's going to be big, but the countries and companies that have been ripping us aren't particularly happy with what I'm doing.
And this morning, the president is also taking a new approach to his campaign to slash the federal workforce, as Elon Musk's chainsaw tactics have sparked backlash. Some Republicans getting an earful back home from angry constituents.
What DOW is really trying to do...
President gone too far, sending his cabinet secretaries a clear message. They're in charge of who gets cut from their agencies, not Musk.
I had a meeting and I said I want the cabinet members go first, keep all the people you want, everybody that you need.
The president directing his cabinet secretaries to be more precise, telling them to decide who stays and who goes using the scalpel rather than the hatchet.
I don't want to see a big cut where a lot of good people are cut.
Now, this all comes as some Republicans on the Hill have been trying to get more input in this process, some even now publicly saying that Musk may be making mistakes and hurting innocent Americans in the process.
And Mary, the president continuing his campaign.
Yeah, this time, George, he's punishing the law firm Perkins Coie, going after the security clearances of its lawyers, stripping them of those security clearances and also access to government buildings and officials after the firm represented Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign. It comes as the White House is also trying to make it harder to sue the administration, trying to make it costlier for plaintiffs who seek to come after the government. George.
Okay, Mary, thanks. Rebecca, let's continue this. Mary used the word whiplash